Hello everyone, welcome back to Simrai Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial on this channel. So today's video will be looking at what we have on the thumbnail, and that is a full circled dress. And this circle dress, we have a facing attached to it, and it has a v-neck line as well. So for our full circle dress, I'm just making use of my paper to illustrate how you can go about it. So this is my paper, and what I have right here is the 60 inches fabric. You know the fabric comes by length of 60 inches, and here I'm making use of 2 yards or 1.5 yards. It depends on your calculation to make it. So for demonstration purpose, this is the 60 inches and this is the 2 yards. So from the tip of it like this, I'm going to form a triangle with it. So this triangle I'm forming with it is called bias. Okay, so whenever you hear place on bias, this is it. We have a rectangle and you place it to a triangle. So I've already formed the triangle right now, meaning that I've formed it on bias. So I'll just make sure it can be formed anyhow. It can complete the process matching up with this. It cannot. It depends on what you have. So this is my triangle. As you see, is a triangle right now. So this part is on fold. So the part on fold, I have my fold sign on it. So that is my center front and my center back line. So it's time for us to start off the drafting. So to draft this full circle appropriately, you are going to mark out a straight line. So this straight line I'm not marking it anyhow. Note that I'm marking it based on the measurement I have on the neckline or on the bust line. So let me say if your bust is 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches. So I'm pretending marking this as my 10 inches. Of course, it will not be exactly 10 inches. You still have half an inch to construct your armhole, or even 1 inch to add your seam allowances. So once that is done, this is the starting line, and this starting line I call it the shoulder line. So I'm going to mark now my chest line. Remember, this is a miniature measurement. So I'll call here my chest line, this line. I'm going to call the rest of it my full line. Of course, what I need is only my chest line. So this is the full length of this dress. I'm going to mark my chest line on this line. So now I'm going to impute my measurements accordingly. So the measurement I'm going to work with now, I'm working with my neckline. So the neckline I'm working with it depends on you. If you are making use of 4x4, it depends on what you want to achieve. So let me say I'm using 4x4 right now. So I'll just mark my 4x4. Let me say my shoulder line falls at this point. So I mark here as my shoulder. So from here to here, I'm going to drop my shoulder as usual. So on here, I'm going to mark the depth of my neckline. So what I have right there is a V neckline. So being a V neckline, I'll just simply mark from that point to this point to form the V neckline. And from this point, I'll be measuring on this line my bust circumference. So I'll assume this is my bust circumference, and I will assume this is my shoulder line. Okay, so when you are doing this, you will see it fall in place accurately. Okay, this is a miniature or small scale drafting, so that is why you see it the way it is here. So I will connect what I have on my armhole line. So after my shoulder drop, I'm going to get the midpoints to complete my armhole. From that point, I'll come in by 0.75 like we always do, and I connect at that point. So I'm going to come in with my pattern ruler to complete my armhole. You know how we usually complete the armhole. So I'll just complete the armhole. So you can see my armhole right there is completed. So it's time for us to mark out or create. Okay, before we do that, let us finish the drafting. So on this line, that is where you are going to place the length. So whatever you feel is the length of that dress, you have to mark it from this line to this line. Still your tape will be at that point. So I'll be working with, because of the paper I have here, let me work with 8. So it goes round for me. So I'm pretending the length of my dress is 8 inches. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm marking 8 inches from that point, and it forms the flay for you. Can you see? So this is the curve, and it forms the flay for you. So all you are going to do is to connect what you have from this point